Xabi Alonso as new Chelsea manager. Here we go, the deal is done and is completed. Everything okay between Xabi Alonso and Chelsea? I told you the decision was imminent, the verdict on Xabi Alonso was imminent because Chelsea always wanted to have their new head coach in place way before the World Cup. And so Xabi Alonso will be the Chelsea manager, 4-year contract, he's gonna be in London next days for the official announcement and the official unveiling as new Chelsea manager. He will have power also on the transfer market. He will be involved in the conversations with Chelsea board. And so Xabi Alonso puts pen to paper and will be the new Chelsea manager until June 2030. Here we go. There is a possibility for Alejandro Garnacho to be on the move in the summer transfer window. It's not something 100% guaranteed yet, also because the preseason is about to start. Garnacho is not at the World Cup, so he will have the possibility to work under Xabi Alonso, and let's see what happens there. But in case of permanent deal proposal on the table, Chelsea could open doors to the exit of Alejandro Garnacho. Just 1 year after his arrival from Manchester United, Chelsea could be open to making a switch and letting Alejandro Garnacho go in the summer transfer window. So I would keep the doors open for the future of Garnacho, for sure. Then, for who is asking me, can he go on loan? It's true about Italian clubs and all this sort of stuff. Chelsea today, July, are not accepting a loan deal for Garnacho. Permanent or nothing. Then, at the end of the window, we never know what happens, because sometimes, I always say in the market, it's not for Chelsea, it's not for Garnacho, it's in general. What's a permanent transfer today could become a loan with obligation to buy in August and can become a loan with option to buy and salary covered in the final days of August. It's typical in the market. But in this case, today, to tell you what's going on today, Chelsea are communicating that Alejandro Garnacho is not available on loan. That's Chelsea's position. So, let's see, let's wait what's going to happen with the Argentinian winger. And then, guys, let me mention also today something about Real Madrid and Italian football. Because AC Milan closed...
Obviously, he's a World Cup winner, he's won the Champions League and La Liga with Real Madrid, but how much will that help him, get the Fulham players on side, perhaps?
Yeah, but potentially. I think he's, unproven as a manager, really. So I don't think that comes into it too much. I think it's different when you have like a Xabi Alonso coming in, for example. That's a different type of profile. But no, I think that the players will take what they see in front of them. And from what I hear of Fulham, they have like a good spirit in the dressing room, and I think they've had a really decent run of late in terms of I think the manager before did a great job, as Jay said earlier. So I think it'll be a big job for him. It's a historic football club. So we'll see how he gets on.
He's obviously played in the Premier League. Do you think that will help him manage in the Premier League?
Maybe, but it was a very different Premier League to what it is now. And I don't think that just because you've been really successful as a football player 100%. That you can automatically go into coaching and expect the same kind of success. And like I said earlier, Fulham are a great club. Marco Silva done a great job with minimal means as well. Obviously, Harry Wilson's left now as well, one of their best players. So it's going to be tough. And when we looked at them fixtures there, I'm looking at them fixtures and I'm saying they need to get results against Sunderland, Ipswich and Palace, because those other games, it's going to be tough, especially, not knowing the squad, getting to know them. You've got a pre-season of 5 weeks. Some of them players are going to be, at the World Cup, so it's even less with those players as well. So it's going to be tough. I hope he can fill those boots. They are big boots. West London derby, though. First game.
Kick off. Whoa.
Massive summer, isn't it, really, for Fulham? They have to get the manager appointment right. They have to get the recruitment right, because it could so easily go the wrong way for them. Yeah. And they could be fighting at the wrong end of the table. The players don't really know how Arbeloa wants to play. They knew that Marco Silva could do a bit of everything. He could play, but he could also mix it. And now Arbeloa's coming in with a little bit unproven, a little bit unknown. Is he going to be able to adapt to a kind of physical, aerial, transitional Premier League that he's coming into? Lots of questions to be asked at Fulham. Be important he gets off to a good start.
I tell you what, he needs transfer business. He needs a striker. He needs a right way. He needs about 3 or 4 players to strengthen that team, because they could suffer this year, because all the other teams around them are going to be improving.
Yeah, I also think, at Real Madrid he had a lot of personalities to manage, which I don't think
that's true. Egos.
Was brilliant for his first job, because I think you do have to have certain type of experience to manage big players like that. So maybe this is more suited to where he is, but I completely agree with you, Jay. Like, just because you're a decent player or have got experience, it doesn't mean you're going to be a good coach. And obviously, with respect to him as a player and what he achieved, 100%. But I think it will be maybe it's a good time. I think if he can get the players playing together and build more of a team rather than the team of stars that he had at Madrid, let's say.
Chelsea supporters, this could be one of the most interesting weeks of the transfer window. While many expected Chelsea to slow down after their recent activity, new reports suggest the club could still have several important moves in the works. One name that continues to dominate the conversation is Pep Chavarría, while fresh speculation surrounding Alejandro Garnacho has added another unexpected twist to the summer. Welcome back to the channel. If you enjoyed daily Chelsea transfer updates, make sure you subscribe, leave a like, and switch on notifications because the transfer market is moving quickly, and we'll be covering every major development. Let's get into today's story. Every transfer window has one moment where everything suddenly changes. One report leads to another. Negotiations begin to accelerate. Fans start tracking flights, checking social media, and refreshing transfer updates every few minutes. Chelsea supporters know exactly what that feels like, and today's reports have created that same level of excitement. The Blues are continuing to reshape the squad ahead of the new season, with recruitment remaining one of the club's biggest priorities. Rather than making random additions, Chelsea appear focused on bringing in players who fit a clear football philosophy. That strategy is becoming increasingly important as the club prepares for another demanding Premier League campaign. One of the players attracting attention is Pep Chavarría. The Spanish defender has developed a reputation as a hard-working fullback who enjoys getting forward while remaining disciplined defensively. His energy, movement, and ability to contribute at both ends of the pitch have reportedly attracted interest from several clubs. Modern football places enormous responsibility on full-backs. They are expected to defend against dangerous wingers, support attacks, deliver crosses into the penalty area, and recover quickly whenever possession is lost. Finding players capable of performing all those tasks consistently is becoming increasingly difficult. That is why clubs invest so much time analyzing potential signings. If Chelsea believe Chavarría possesses those qualities, it's understandable why reports continue linking him with Stamford Bridge. But today's story doesn't stop there. Another name generating discussion is Alejandro Garnacho. Reports have suggested there could be interest in a possible loan scenario, creating plenty of debate among supporters. Loan moves are often viewed differently from permanent transfers. Sometimes they allow young players to gain valuable experience. Sometimes they provide clubs with short-term solutions while longer-term plans are developed. Whatever the situation, stories involving talented young footballers naturally attract attention across the football world. Chelsea supporters have already begun discussing how any new arrivals might fit into the current squad. Competition is essential. The strongest teams rarely rely on one outstanding player in each position. Instead, they build depth throughout the squad. That creates higher standards during training and gives the manager more tactical flexibility throughout the season. Chelsea know exactly how demanding the Premier League has become. Manchester City remain among Europe's strongest teams. Arsenal continue improving. Liverpool have strengthened. Manchester United remain ambitious. Every point matters. Every performance matters. One successful transfer window could completely change the outlook for the season ahead.